Hey you guys, it's your girl T, and I want to go ahead and shout out at Kyle Simmons 11. He sent me this story, and once again, it's coming from our fifth favorite state, Nutty New York. I guess Nutty New York is on a roll this week. So what's going on is that a few weeks ago, I remember hearing about this story. A 3-year-old boy named Ethan Eli, and he had been beat to death by his aunt, and his aunt is 21-year-old Christina Dale. So now all the details of that situation are now coming out. She's currently facing trial, and this woman has admitted to beating this little boy, and the reason why she beat him to death is because he couldn't spell. She claims that initially she had started trying to teach him lessons the week before his death. She was teaching him spelling and how to count and ABCs and things like that. So she's trying to teach him. He was kind of, becoming bored. He didn't really want to pay attention. And so she had beat him really bad a week before his death. And then the day before his death, she was trying to teach him some new spelling words, and he told her no, and she beat him really bad the day before. The day of his death, he just flat out refused to even, engage in her bullshit and told her no, he wasn't paying her any attention. He didn't want to be bothered. So she beat him to death with the buckle of her belt. This whole situation is just crazy as hell. Go ahead and check out this news clip. I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary.
Police have been questioning a Brooklyn woman in connection with the death of her 3-year-old nephew. Police sources say the boy's body was covered in bruises. CBS 2's Andrea Grimes has more from East Flatbush.
His little smiling face looks up at the camera. 3-year-old Ethan Ali, with his whole life ahead of him, found dead in his Brownsville home. Police sources say he had belt mark bruises all over his body.
I want justice. He don't deserve that. He's only a child.
Distraught family members gathered last night outside the home on Rockaway Parkway. Police say they responded here to a 911 call around 1:30 Wednesday afternoon and found Ethan unconscious and unresponsive. Elise Whitty lives next door.
I was stunned. Yes, he's a happy kid. He always playing with the kids, running around.
Police sources say the child's aunt, 21-year-old Christen Dale, had been home alone, babysitting Ethan at the time. She lives there with Ethan and his mother, Dale's sister. Ethan's father, Anthony Ali, came to the house last night, but was too upset to speak to reporters.
Crying. Shaking like a leaf. Just crying.
Ethan's great uncle says the little boy's father was in a custody battle with Ethan's mother. Now loved ones are left to grieve and wonder why this happened.
He was so vibrant.
Dale, facing a judge today, will remain in handcuffs and in jail, charged with manslaughter, assault, endangerment of a child, and criminal possession of a weapon. The 21-year-old woman accused of beating her 3-year-old nephew, Ethan Ali, to death while he was in her care. Prosecutors say Dale admitted to hitting the small child repeatedly with a belt. When officers found the child dead in the family's Brownsville home, they say he had lash marks, impression marks, and bruises all over his body, including on his scalp. The toddler's death caused, according to the medical examiner, by multiple blunt impact injuries. Dale's attorney told the judge today this was a case of extreme discipline gone wrong.
There's absolutely no intent to harm this child who was loved and beloved by the defendant.
Attorney Michael Gold says Dale had been caring for the 3-year-old boy, acting as a parent for months, describing her as caring and concerned, loving and protective.
People would say if she loved him so much, how could she have hurt him so badly?
There are issues throughout this country, throughout the world, about what constitutes appropriate levels of discipline and what constitutes abuse. It is a line that is hard to see but easy to cross.
At least 10 of the suspect's family members were in court today, according to Dale's attorney, supporting the defendant and willing to testify on her behalf.
The child's mother was not part of that group in the courtroom today. Dale's attorney asked the judge to get her medical attention and asked that she be placed on suicide watch. Reporting live from downtown Brooklyn, Carolyn Costello, Pix 11.
You guys just watched that news clip, and this story pisses me the hell off. My thing is this, from everything I've read, this has been going on for a minute. I feel like there's more people to blame besides just the aunt. There's no way in hell that this bitch even looks fit to watch a 3-year-old child. She don't even look like she's fit to watch a dog, let alone a human being. What the hell? What 3-year-old knows how to spell? The only thing the 3-year-old knows how to do is possibly watch some cartoons, say a few words, drink, eat, and sleep. 3-year-olds don't do too much. You know, they might know their ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, but they can't, you know, say the whole alphabet. They can't count to 50. You have to be realistic. You have 5-year-olds out here who can't even spell their damn first name, let alone a 3-year-old. It's like this aunt was looking for any excuse to abuse this boy, and she's saying that she had really started beating him a week before his death. So my thing is this: was the mother not noticing anything? If you're giving your child a bath every night, how are you not seeing bruises on your child? I feel like the mother was also negligent. I remember when this story first came out, the father was saying that he had been trying to get his son away from the mother's care because he felt like the mother was leaving the child in anybody else's hands. The father was trying to play a role in this child's life, but unfortunately he was not able to get full custody of the child. And I remember watching the father break down outside of that Brooklyn home. It's almost like he knew something like this was going on. I don't understand how the mother did not see this. She was beating your son with a belt buckle. How are you not seeing this? And I don't understand how the other family members are in court siding with the auntie. I mean, this is some sick ass shit. If you do not have the patience to watch a child, you should not be a babysitter. Point blank, period. There's nothing that a 2 to 3-year-old can do that warrants them getting their ass whooped with a damn belt. There's nothing a teenager can do that warrants them getting their ass whooped with the buckle of a belt, let alone a 3-year-old. Do you know how much power you have to inflict to kill a child with the buckle of a belt? I mean, she had to just been beating the hell out that child like he meant nothing to her. This is your nephew. I have little nephews who are 2 and 3 years old. This makes no sense. There's nothing they could do to make me that mad to beat them with the damn belt. I can't even see myself yelling at them because they're so innocent at that age, and at that age they're so fun and they're willing to learn, and you know they just want to be around you. They want to, you know, they get into everything. And for him to not want to learn, for him to not, you know, want to be around her, for him to tell her no, is because he felt uncomfortable around her. He knew how evil she was and he did not want to be bothered. And I feel like there were plenty of signs, and the mother should have had her eyes open. You know when there's something going on with your child. You know when your child is not behaving like themselves. And for the mother to continuously take the child back to her sister's house, knowing that this sister was potentially abusing her child, I also blame the mother. There's no way in hell that the mother could not know this when the woman is admitting for the past week she had been hitting this boy. So you mean to tell me for a whole week you didn't give your son a bath? 3-year-olds are dirty. They stay into stuff. You're supposed to give a 3-year-old a bath every night because they're always spilling shit on their clothes. They're always spilling stuff, getting stuff in their hair. So if you're doing what you're supposed to do as a mother and you're bathing your child, you're going to see those bruises. So to me, she ignored those bruises and she continued to let her child go to her sister's house because she either needed a babysitter for cheap or she didn't want to be bothered with really investigating what was going on at her sister's house. But either way, this whole situation is disgusting. New York, lock this crazy ass bitch up and throw away the damn key. And I also feel like charges should be pressed against the mother as well if it comes out later that this mother knew anything and was complacent in her sister beating her son. The mother should also be charged as well because this whole situation makes no sense whatsoever. Anyways, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this entire nutty ass situation that's once again coming from our 5th favorite state, nutty ass New York. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. All right, deuces.